Bill Hutchinson has more.
That gangway was installed in November of 2021. They're going over all the inspection records right now.
It'll be ongoing for some time.
And good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show video live stream. I'm Ken Lundberg, fighting with my microphone today because the springs are just goofy. I'm supposed to have a meeting later this week.
I was going to say, aren't these supposed to be like scheduled to be replaced?
They are, and that's why they're giving us Tude.
Oh.
That's why the Tude. The microphones are getting replaced. The cameras are getting replaced, and
so they're sensing their days are
they're
numbered.
sensing that something big is coming up. So we're going to be checking that out. Basically, what that is we're just going to replace the cameras. It'll give me a little bit more flexibility on positioning them, and we'll get these big arcs out of the way so that we can actually. And then these cameras that are between you and I,
right? They'll
go away.
So I don't have to look through them.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I see you. Hey, over there. Anyway, so if you've been into the studios, you'll know that we're going to move some stuff around. So I am supposed to have a meeting on that later this week to get confirmed the different position. I have ideas, and then we'll balance that against what's possible.
Oh, there you go. You're like me.
We'll balance that against reality.
Then people say no.
Yeah. I imagine that for you, that usually happens on the golf course. Like I could probably make that one.
Yeah. No.
All right. It's 7:03. We've got a full hour. Got an update on bird flu, so we can talk about that.
I was looking up the caterpillar. Now you just totally.
Oh yeah, we're going to look about the caterpillar too.
Don't forget about that.
Well, no. Absolutely, we'll talk about the caterpillar that you want to. Excuse me, talk about from the killer caterpillar from Tampa.
That's right.
Killer caterpillar from Tampa, and we'll also talk about the bird flu. Maybe if they got some of the sick birds down to eat some of the killer caterpillars,
maybe this is how that happened.
We could have a Grindhouse movie. It'd be amazing.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. We've got more to talk about here on the morning show in just a few minutes.
They're preparing to join the war on Russia's side. In New York, jury selection begins today in the trial of a Marine charged with manslaughter. Last year, Daniel Penny put Jordan Neely in a chokehold on a subway car, says ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
Penny's lawyer saying he risked his own life and safety for the good of his fellow passengers. The unfortunate result was the unintended and unforeseen death of Mr. Neely. But prosecutors say Penny did not need to intervene. Witnesses give differing accounts. Some say Neely was making threats, but there was no indication he was violent. Others saying they feared for their safety. A lawyer for Neely's family saying this case is simple. Someone got on a train and was screaming, so someone else choked them to death.
In New York, the Liberty won their first WNBA championship. They beat the Minnesota Lynx. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
Prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Meet Brian. He just got $5,000, and it was pretty easy. I'll tell you how in 10 seconds. Brian needed cash help. After being rejected by banks, he tried 27cash.com, told them how much he needed, even let them know he had bad credit. In minutes, 27cash.com found a lender who deposited $5,000 into his bank account the very next day. If you need cash help, even if you have bad credit, go to 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Are you sick of personal attacks and negative campaigning? I'm Bill Huizenga, and I want you to hear directly from me that my top priority is serving you. That's why I've been a leading voice in restarting the Palisades nuclear power plant so that our community can have good-paying jobs and clean, reliable energy. And that's why I've championed the effort to preserve and strengthen both the ecology and the economy of the Great Lakes. And that's why I proudly took on the IRS and won when they wronged the taxpayers of Ottawa County. That's why I stood up for Southwest Michigan veterans to make sure that their benefits weren't shut off due to the Biden-Harris administration's mishandling of the VA budget. And that's why I introduced bipartisan legislation to combat the out-of-control spending that is fueling our national debt and inflation. On November 5th, I'm asking for your vote because I will never stop fighting to make Southwest Michigan an even better place to live, work, and raise a family. I'm Bill Huizenga, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message. Paid for by Huizenga for Congress.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Right now, about 54, 55 degrees in Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, 56 degrees, clear skies in South Haven, and 51 degrees there. So we are seeing clear skies today. We're heading toward a high of 78 degrees. We're going to have sunny skies today. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast, partly cloudy, low around 50. Southwest winds 5 to 10. This is like a schedule changing weather break.
Definitely.
From the cold that we're having, we're starting to thicken our skin up again, starting to bring the winter weather.
Cardigans.
Yeah, I mean, I was wearing a heavy coat a couple of mornings walking the dog and evenings. No more. Nope. Sunny.
No more.
So sunny skies today. Tomorrow, although if you want to enjoy the sunshine, get out there and enjoy it today because tomorrow's supposed to be a mostly cloudy day. A high still around 76 degrees tomorrow. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with some gusts to 25. Is that going to blow in a lot of change? No. Wednesday's forecast, partly sunny skies, 20% chance of showers, a high around 67. So if the high today is 78, by Wednesday we're going to be down to 67. And it looks like we'll hold in that 60s temperature range probably through Sunday, although part of the weekend will be lower 60s. Lower 60s.
I can remember a couple of years with Thanksgiving being where you had the windows open, and I mean because it's unseasonably mild, and then others where it's sleeting.
Yes. So. I would be okay with either sleet or snow or just warm temperatures on Thanksgiving, as long as we have some really good hard freezes to get rid of those little darn mosquito buggers and stuff.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, let's just get rid of those guys and then return to the nice weather until we need another freeze.
This morning I was sitting with the dogs and all of a sudden I felt something on my arm and it was the most microscopic little tiny tick.
Really?
Yeah. It was so, because I was like, what is that? I went to brush it off and it wouldn't brush off. And then when I put it on my finger and looked at it, it was just
So they get that small?
I mean, it was like a speck, like a little gnat or something. Kind of.
I didn't want to believe that they got that small.
They do.
Now I will never be able to sleep again. Thank you, Mike.
Because they're coming for you.
I appreciate that.
I gave them your address.
7:08 is the time. We've got news to talk about this morning. Berrien County is in line to receive a $2.5 million grant to pay for the demolition of the Harbor Shores-owned former Modern Plastics building in Benton Harbor. Speaking to colleagues, Berrien County Commissioner Mamie Yarborough said late last week that the funds are coming from the Michigan Land Bank Authority. The county had already applied for the grant one time, but they were rejected.
We applied for this to the land bank earlier in the year. There was some kind of all those initial grants going on, and we thought we would get it, and we did not. And they looked through at the end of the period, and there was money left over, and they called or wrote or something and said, do you need any money?
County Administrator Brian Doucette tells us a resolution will be coming to the County Commission this week to officially accept the funds. He says it appears that we have the funding. Yarborough says this will help clean up the blight that's been an eyesore for her each day as she drives by that location.
I just think it's going to be magnificent, and the state of Michigan has given us some money to do it.
The county sold the Modern Plastics property to Harbor Shores this year, but Doucette says that doesn't mean the county can't still seek funds for the cleanup. He tells us the state is aware of the circumstances with the property and approves. A mixed-use commercial and residential development is planned for Orinoco Township. Cornerstone Alliance says Berrien Crossroads Development was granted a commercial rehabilitation exemption by the township last week to help recoup some of the cost. The development involves a phased build-out that will create around 21,000 square feet of commercial space and 235,000 square feet of residential space. The residential units will include new townhomes and apartment buildings. The townhomes will include 12 one-bedroom units and 18 two-bedroom units. The apartments will be comprised of 12 two-bedroom units and 8 one-bedroom units. On the commercial side, the development will accommodate about 11 rental unit spaces alongside a large retail unit of 2,640 square feet. Cornerstone helped Berrien Crossroads Development secure the tax break, and that will freeze the property's taxes for about 10 years. And the Berrien County Road Department begins work on the Beaver Dam Road in Galeen Township this week. The road department will be closing Beaver Dam Road starting today to facilitate a culvert replacement. Road Department spokesperson Audrey Boone tells us more about the project.
There's a couple of stages. So the first stage, of course, is going to be getting the new tube installed in the ground. And the second stage of the project will be to get that resurfaced to a hard asphalt pavement. So the ultimate goal is replacing that existing culvert, which will help as far as the lifespan of the drain there that it services, but also for the road.
Expect a road closure there for 6 weeks until the culvert is replaced. The recommended detour route involves Olive Branch Road to Party Road to Buffalo Road. So just be aware of that. Also, a reminder, if you're driving around and you see a school bus, police all across the state are on the lookout for drivers who illegally pass school buses. You ever see that happen?
I have. Yeah.
Have you really?
Yep.
Who in the world does that?
I'm guessing people who just are not paying attention, and then all of a sudden the bus stops or whatever because they're putting on.
But they put their yellow lights on, and then they put
it's
their red lights on, and then they swing the arm out, and then you've got little kids running around everywhere, the
Right.
little munchkins, doing the munchkin dance. No, that's what would help is if they had the munchkin dance. They had Oompa Loompas
yeah.
run around the bus
Right.
every time it stopped, then you could watch that show. But seriously, though, police are on the lookout for drivers who illegally pass school buses. Last year, there were nearly 1,000 crashes involving school buses.
Wow.
73 of those crashes happened at school bus stops where the stop arm had already been activated. And Operation Safe Stop is what this is called. It's a statewide campaign happening this week that will focus on drivers who ignore the flashing red lights of a school bus. Drivers who pass stopped school buses may be charged with a civil infraction, and the fines up to $500. Even more severe charges and fines if somebody is injured or killed. You don't want that.
No, that is not a.
You do not want that. So just be on the alert, raise awareness, and
It slow down.
yeah, slow down. It's not worth it.
No, slow down.
You got to catch Air Force One. You got to make a flight to
Right.
Pennsylvania or something.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because you're going to get $1 million if you register. No, you're not.
All right. Safety message. Just stay safe. Wear your seatbelt too.
Yeah.
Have you noticed kids aren't putting their seatbelts on automatically anymore?
No.
I don't know. They need to revive that campaign. It's 7:13. We have a lot more to talk about, including killer caterpillars and what was the other thing? Oh yeah, sick birds.
Sick birds.
Yeah. So we'll talk about those stories and more right here on the morning show in just a minute.
Week 7 of the NFL season. The Lions were in Minnesota to take on the Vikings.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, people, you are in your car to get to a destination.
Right.
And I mean, as a young person, I was in a hurry. Did I ever stop past the school bus? No. Because there are little kids running around there.
Bad things happen.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I don't understand.
I just don't. And even school zones when people go flying through school zones.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just screaming for a ticket. But
I get nervous in the summertime,
right?
Like because it says speed limit 20 miles per hour, right. And then the little writing when children are present.
Right.
It's like, well, what if a child comes out of the nowhere?
Yeah. And I get out of the bush
and I get pulled over. Yeah. Good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show live stream. Let's see. Oh, see, Teresa, she has our back. She says, "Slow down, people."
That's right, Teresa.
Thank you, Teresa. Teresa says, "Good morning." Bill says, "Good morning." Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning to the rest of you who are watching on the video live stream today. We appreciate you. Glad to have you here today. Did you find your killer caterpillars? Don't talk about it yet because we promised people on the air too. Okay, good.
I did.
All right. You have a picture? Oh, I'm going to do an exclusive picture for our folks on the video live stream.
All right.
Let's see here. Where is it? Dun, dun, dun. Stephanie took better pictures than I did. It's somewhere around here. Let's see if I can find it. Because we did pumpkin stuff this weekend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Pumpkin stuff with Samuel, who actually, here's our, oh dear.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got music on it. It's an Instagram thing. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I like the Cyclops.
Yeah, that's my Cyclops right there. But then you can see Samuel's. It's eating the pumpkin's eating another pumpkin. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that.
I like the way Samuel thinks.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Stephanie's, let's see. Stephanie's has I thought hers was a Cyclops too. And I thought we just, Kismet, we did the same thing. But no, hers is the goo is coming out of hers so much though that it has obscured the second eye.
Oh.
Yeah. Mine's intentionally one-eyed. Hers is two-eyed.
It's almost like a goo brow.
Yes, the goo brow. The goober.
It's going to be a thing now. Goober.
Are you doing pumpkins this year? Do you do pumpkins?
We used to, but where we live now, we get absolutely no.
You get pumpkins done for you.
Yeah, no, we just don't have anybody come. So just kind of, you're carving pumpkins and nobody sees it. So
all right, okay, let's get back to the show here. We've got the weather forecast, and then we'll talk about the killer caterpillars and the sick birds. Let's see what else.
Did you see the picture I sent you of the caterpillar?
Oh no, let me take a quick look. Did you text it? Oh yeah, you did. Okay, there it is. Oh, well, that's a friendly looking fella.
Isn't it? But he's not.
I mean, that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
Let's see. A little bit like that. Okay, we got to get back on the air here.
Heat us up. We're looking at highs around 78 inland. We'll be around 73, 75 along the lakeshore today. Partly cloudy skies tonight. We drop down to 50. And then tomorrow it'll be a mix of the sun and clouds, a slight chance of a shower, high temperatures in the low to mid 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
It's a friendly looking caterpillar.
It is friendly looking.
Yeah, I mean,
part of the problem.
He looks like if a teddy bear were to have a brethren of the caterpillar nature, that's what it would look like, because it has fur just like that.
Yeah,
and then it has a nice tuft of amber fur on its head.
Just looks like, hey, pick me up. I want to be your friend.
Hey, good morning. It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. My co-host this morning, Mike Wyble. It's 7:18 on the 21st of October, and we've been talking a little bit, if you missed it on the video live stream or otherwise, we've been talking a little bit about some of the outcome, the fallout of the hurricanes in Florida and elsewhere. And part of it is you get a lot of unusual, not normal, not your typical pests.
Correct.
One of the most serious is obviously the flesh-eating bacteria.
Yeah,
that's been brought on shore and is plaguing some people down in Florida. So they're getting that looked at. But also, Mike, you raised this thing about a caterpillar. Tell us more.
So they were saying when you're cleaning up debris outside of your house or around, that you have to be aware of these caterpillars. And the guy actually had one that he was showing on the YouTube spot that he was putting on, and it's called a pus caterpillar. And it looks very friendly and inviting, but they say that if you get stung by one of these, you will need medical attention.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's got bristles on it, like a caterpillar does, and with orange streak running down its back. And like you said, hidden among the hairs is the spiny protuberances that carry the venom. Protuberances.
Okay, then.
The little pointy things.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But apparently, I don't know. It's This is the larvae of the southern flannel moth.
Yep.
So I made the right decision to wear a cardigan, not a flannel.
No,
because you don't want to attract these buggers.
I noticed one of the most venomous in the country.
We were as we were out. So we'll talk about sick birds in a moment. But so these things are what, not supposed to be there, or they're
native.
They're native to that area. They just happen to be hidden because they got jostled.
Yeah, they got blown into piles. So they're saying when you clean it up, if you're not wearing gloves or something, you could get stung by that. You got snakes, you got scorpions, you got.
Somebody the other day was telling me that they were with their contractor, and the contractor had to take a call, and it was somebody calling from Florida who was looking for contractors to come down and help with the rebuild.
I bet it's going to be.
And I'm sure that's not unusual, but in the contractor community,
right?
But for you're thinking, hey, I'm going to put an addition on the house here up in Michigan. I'm going to do something. Nope, it's going to be a little bit tougher to get because they got to rebuild over in North Carolina too.
People are going to be down there like cashing in on insurance money, all these contractors.
Checks.
So anybody coming up and being like, hey, I want you to come do, they'll be like, hey, we'll see you in 6 to 12 months.
Yikes. So the other business opportunity, I just thought of $1 million idea. We need to come up with the Michigan Blue Tarp Brigade, because blue tarps, every time, until you're waiting for the contract, you got to put blue tarps on your house. Why are they always blue?
I don't know. Sort of like
Go Blue.
Could be.
Yeah. But that killer caterpillar you were talking about is the larva of the, as I mentioned, the southern flannel moth. And when we were out doing the pumpkin thing this weekend, among the corn, we didn't go into the corn maze, but I saw the corn maze, and there were pumpkins and scary things all over the place, and a petting zoo, et cetera, et cetera. The parking lot was filled with Illinois plates.
Yes.
Tons and tons of Illinois plates. And somebody else, we'll talk about the other place they found a lot of Illinois plates. But the Harvest Festival was filled with Illinois plates. And I wore another cardigan, not this one, but a different one out there.
Surprising.
But they were wearing tons of flannel. I think flannel is like the fashion this year.
Could be.
At least from the big cities.
Well,
they're bringing it over and showing us their fancy flannel.
Fancy
flannel. So watch out for the southern flannel moth.
Right. And their fancy flannel.
But someone else texted me. I don't know if he wants me to tell, but somebody else texted me this weekend that they saw a ton of Illinois plates around one of the local political offices. And I said, oh, well, was it one of those GOTV things? And they're like, well, GOTV, get out the vote.
Right.
Get out the vote operation. So apparently a lot of folks coming over from Illinois to help out with that.
I noticed going through town, St. Joe this weekend, especially, and I commented on Saturday to my wife that there was Indiana and Illinois plates, and these were definitely tourists because they were cutting across 3 lanes of traffic. They were stopping in the middle and looking right or left, and there's no light.
We love tourists. We love tourists. We especially love their money.
And it'll be really great when everybody has self-driving cars. And so they won't...
Then you won't know anymore
where
they're from. But they may not have been tourists. They may have been here to help out with the get out the vote operations.
Could be.
Because Michigan, as a battleground state, I tell you, the political parties, both Republican and Democrat, they spend millions upon millions upon millions of dollars to have get out the vote operations. And that get out the vote operation is phone banking, it's door knocking, it's sign waving. And they basically helping drive people to the polls who may need it, may need assistance. But a lot of that operation is parachuted in because the national parties, they put out the call say, hey, we know Illinois is locked up. We know Indiana's locked up. We're going to move resources from those states into the battleground states.
Well, didn't we get like a surprise visit from Widmer and the blue bus?
We did.
The big blue bus.
That was last week. Yeah. And it was a surprise. It was a surprise that was announced 2 days earlier to the South Bend TV stations.
Yeah,
remember?
And and then they came in and took photos and left, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what they all do.
It's a photo op.
That's what they all do.
Right.
Yeah. It's a secret. The secret is that's what they all do. No, it's learning campaigns.
What is a learning campaign?
It's where you go and you learn something.
Oh. I wouldn't see that coming.
But we talked about dangerous caterpillars, killer caterpillars. Let's now talk about sick birds. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention continues to respond to the public health challenges. This is a news release they've put out, posed by multi-state outbreak of the avian influenza bird flu in dairy cows, poultry, and other animals, now including humans in the United States. Let's see what the latest here is. Washington state health officials are investigating after 4 agricultural workers tested positive for bird flu, making them the first presumed cases in Washington state. Let's see, the likely infections, that makes Washington state the 6th state in the union to record human infections of bird flu. Yes, we've had them here in Michigan. There's a ton in California right now.
Yeah.
And they say that most of the folks are just experiencing mild symptoms, many with eye redness or conjunctivitis.
Bird conjunctivitis.
Yeah, the learning campaign there is you basically get pink eye.
Right.
Unfortunately. None of the workers had to be hospitalized, so that's good news.
On Saturday, one of the groundskeepers at Harbor Shores said that there was a dead swan.
Oh no!
Out there in the morning, and it wasn't. There was no injury or anything else. It was just, and so I wonder if just got sick.
You have to wonder about that. So that's a good public safety reminder. If you happen to see a dead animal like a bird, it doesn't look like it was hit or anything like that.
Do mouth to mouth.
Don't go touching it. Yeah,
right.
Don't do the mouth to mouth.
Right.
Don't touch it. But on the animal health side, since March of this year, the USDA has confirmed infected cattle in 320 dairy herds in 14 states. Yes, in Michigan as well. The number of affected herds continues to grow nationally, with almost all new infections identified out in California. So apparently it's just running rampant out there for some reason. USDA reports that since April, there have been H5 bird flu detections in 38 commercial poultry flocks and 26 backyard flocks for a total of 21.5 million birds.
Boy,
affected. So I don't know what that does for your Thanksgiving plans, because they're talking about chickens, but they do mention birds. And I mean, chicken's a bird.
Yes.
Turkey's a bird.
Bird.
Swan's a bird.
Bird's the word.
Have you heard?
Have you heard?
But speaking of birds and Thanksgiving, Aldi has unveiled its lowest priced Thanksgiving spread in 5 years. Yeah, have you heard about the Aldi spread before?
I have not.
So Aldi puts together a Thanksgiving meal. They kind of package the thing for you.
Okay.
And it's usually under $50.
And what is it this year?
It's $47.
Wow.
$47.
That's a deal.
Yeah.
I like Aldi.
They're being associated with some of the recent fast food chains offering $5 value meals. They're now saying they've got the inflation busting holiday meal. It'll serve 10 people at a cost of $47. Do some quick math there. That's $4.70 a person.
Yeah,
you cannot beat that.
You cannot,
unless you're a vegetarian. All these
and you're eating a head of lettuce.
You can't. Yeah, here. This lettuce is so good. Nom, 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 nom. Aldi's Turkey Day fare runs about $2 less than the offer from its biggest rival, Walmart. So if they run out at Aldi, Walmart has one. You just pay $2 more. But yeah. So Aldi's Thanksgiving meal has a turkey with the spices, gravy rolls, macaroni and cheese. Although gravy rolls would be a great invention.
Oh yeah,
just gravy rolls,
sort of like a jelly-filled donut.
Yeah,
only with gravy.
Yeah, instead of pudding inside of it or jelly, you just have gravy inside
and they
of
put
it.
In the microwave, and then the gravy's warm.
Oh man,
I think we're onto something.
I think that is our copyright trademark right there.
Right.
Yeah, we just did that. I declare trademark. Macaroni and cheese, stuffing, and ingredients for cranberry sauce. Oh, so they make you make your own cranberry sauce, which I love doing every year.
Yeah,
super simple. Mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, and pumpkin pie. You get all that stuff for $47. You're asking, well, how big's the turkey? 16 pounds.
Wow, that's substantial.
That is big.
They said it feeds 10, right?
Yeah, they said it feeds 10 people. So you've got the turkey. It looks like they're using a butterball turkey, which that was always the mainstay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Butterball turkey, gravy, rolls, macaroni and cheese, mac and cheese, stuffing, ingredients for cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, and pumpkin pie. I wonder if it comes with the little itty bitty marshmallows.
I would say so.
Yeah. For the casseroles. All right. That's a look at some of the silly stuff that we're looking at this morning. We've got more coming up right here on the WSJM Morning Show. ABC News, our Bloomberg Report, our WSJM Newsroom. We'll check in with some more local news and more. We're on the video live stream right now, so we'll keep chit-chatting right now.
Would you call free checking that pays you?
Do you have, what is your favorite Thanksgiving accoutrement? Do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yes.
You love Thanksgiving.
I do.
You wear a hat with a turkey feather in it and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Pretend you're a pilgrim.
Right.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
You know, if you're going to go right down to the simplistic part of it, it would be turkey and mashed potatoes.
Yeah. If you had nothing else and you just had the turkey and mashed potatoes, it'd be a good meal.
It would be.
Yeah.
Count it.
I can see that.
Right.
And does that include gravy? You need the gravy?
Yeah, gravy's okay. I'm not a big gravy guy, but
okay.
Like butter on the mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Mashed potatoes are a great invention.
They are.
Because all you need is salt, pepper, butter.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of milk when you're making them.
Right.
Yeah.
Or some cream,
you can use heavy
whipping,
cream. Yeah, heavy cream would be great.
So I told you before,
skin on or off?
On
the potatoes.
On.
Okay, good.
My
Good American,
father-in-law
I
is
think.
99 and a half. He celebrated his half birthday. So he's, and it doesn't matter
When
what.
do you start doing quarter birthdays?
Well, at 100 and a quarter, he'll let you know.
All right.
So anything you make, if it has mashed potatoes with it, it is 10 times better than what it was prior without mashed potatoes. So no matter what the protein is, if you underline that with some mashed potatoes, he's like, this is the best chicken, turkey, fish, whatever I've ever had. And it's all the single determining factor is mashed potato, no mashed potato.
Oh, okay.
In fact, he will tell you right now that there is protein in mashed potatoes. There's not, but he believes there is.
Well, if you put enough cheese in it, yes, it could start to register.
Yes.
Although I don't know that people put cheese on for mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving.
No.
It used to be our debate, is because when I worked for a U.S. senator from Maine, Olympia Snow, her contention was potato gets a bad rap. And in fact, I even helped her place an article in the Wall Street Journal that said, hey, the potato called, it wants its reputation back, because the potato is very nutritious. It has more potassium than a banana. And the problem is when you have like a baked potato, you load it up with all the garbage.
Right.
It's not garbage, but it's just calorie stuff. Right. So, but the potato itself was just a nice little modest pat of butter. I think you're fine. And some salt.
Sweet potato or potato?
You know, my stomach does weird things when I eat sweet potato. So I do regular potato. I love regular potato.
Well, I'll eat a sweet potato cooked, but just like without anything
on
it.
Oh, you cook them? Maybe that's why they were in my stomach.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Just kidding.
A little hard to pass. Sweet potatoes.
they look bigger on the way out. No, sweet potatoes are fantastic.
They are.
Yeah. Fries.
Yeah,
sweet potato fries.
Yeah. They have some good. Sandbar has good sweet potato fries.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just throwing that out there.
Let's see here. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Okay, we're in the Bloomberg Market Minute right now, so we'll do that. What are your favorite side dishes or dishes generally for Thanksgiving? Just weigh in with a comment. We'll be happy to talk about it. Right now we have a lot of good mornings. Good morning, Alex. Let's see. Oh, Teresa says we don't have trick-or-treaters either. Yeah, we've seen a reduction. We've seen a number go down.
So this is probably 6-7 years ago, and we lived in a different neighborhood at the time. We used to have a lot of people just kind of pull in, and I was handing out candy, which is always fun. And this van pulls up. This guy gets out, and there is a dozen little girls, probably 3 to 4 to 5 years old, all little princess outfits.
Prisoners?
No.
Hang on one second.
Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
Sorry about that. The Bloomberg thing ended.
Okay.
All right, so start again. We're talking about Halloween and trick-or-treaters and whether or not we're continuing to see the number of trick-or-treaters that we have seen in previous years. Go.
So where we're at now, we don't have any trick-or-treaters. And then where we were at before, we would get a lot. And so they would come in the neighborhood and I'm handing out candy. This van pulls up in front of our house, opens up, and all of these little girls, 3, 4, 5 years old, start piling out, a dozen of them, all in little princess outfits, long gowns and all this stuff.
Wow.
And then one boy that looked like he was about 7 or 8 dressed as a knight.
Oh,
so he was the nut kind of that, and so he walks up, but he just that whole idea of a dozen girls and him, he was in such agony.
Were they singing Frozen tunes the whole time?
They all kind of like walk. They kind of walk up, and he just walks up, and he's just standing there like, "Please, please abduct me." I mean, he was just funning it out of that. So he got 2 pieces of candy.
Yeah, we are 10 days and counting until Halloween.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to that. Are you doing anything for Halloween this year? You don't get trick-or-treaters. Are you going to go out or anything? No, just hang out, watch scary movies.
Something, yeah.
Okay. I think we will be ready to pass out the candy. We already have the candy secured.
Oh.
And I've been given strict instructions not to give out too many. Because we have enough to give a decent amount, like 1 or 2 to each trick-or-treater, but apparently I've been known in the past to just give like huge handfuls of candy. It's like, yep, here we go.
Well, we used to do. We'd have the like little brothers and sisters of people that we knew or whatever. So you have these little kids, so you get them something special, like a big box of
the
something
VIPs,
or whatever. Yeah,
coming through.
You make yourself really popular.
The way we make that special is we just take a picture. It's like, all right, you have to pose extra.
Oh boy, you're one of
so
those
cute.
people, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I know
Hey,
it cuts into their
house. Yeah, they take selfies with you and then send it to you.
It cuts down on their. We're helping their teeth health.
Okay.
Their dental health because it cuts out of their trick-or-treating time. No? All right, not buying it. 7:36. We've got more news coming up in just a moment. ABC News now, WSJM local news next.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. North Carolina, the destination today for former President Donald Trump. He'll make several campaign stops in the state. Vice President Kamala Harris will be joined by former Republican Representative Liz Cheney in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Sunday in Georgia, she told a church congregation that the next 15 days will answer a fundamental question.
Are we a country that honors, through our faith and our deeds, the importance of kindness, of support?
10 states have abortion access measures on the ballot, and the Biden administration is now addressing the issue, proposing a new rule expanding insurance coverage for over-the-counter contraceptives. House Speaker Mike Johnson said there's an investigation underway after documents appeared online purportedly showing U.S. intelligence of Israeli military plans. And record weekend rain triggered deadly flooding in New Mexico, blamed for at least 2 deaths. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
It's 7:38, 54 degrees in Benton Harbor right now, 55 degrees in St. Joseph. South Haven is 50, New Buffalo 53 degrees. In Dowagiac right now, it's 50 and 49 in Niles. Today's forecast does call for sunny skies, a high around 78 degrees. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast, partly cloudy, a low around 50, southwest winds 5 to 10. And then tomorrow, so today we have sunny and a high of 78. Tomorrow we have mostly cloudy and a high of 76 with gusty winds. We're going to see winds, or feel winds anyways, from the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 25.
Oh, man, gusty and 76 for October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw, when we were driving around this weekend, I saw people doing their yard work. And there were 2 dudes, men, two guys out doing their yard work. Shorts, no shirts.
Oh, well,
I still thought it was a little chilly for that.
Yeah, it's a bold move.
Yeah. It's like, especially with the sun this time of year. All right. So that's the forecast for, and if you're on the video live stream, we were talking more about the trick-or-treating, et cetera. And Teresa said, because of the way I hand out candy is like 1 or 2 for each trick-or-treater. She asked, so you eat the rest of it, Ken? How did you know, Teresa?
She's watching.
Yeah, she's on to me.
More than just the video stream. She's in your Ring.
Some of the
doorbells.
Oh yeah, Ring cameras.
Yeah.
You know, our neighbor had a bubbling water noise this weekend, and they weren't around. And I thought, oh, they probably have some kind of issue going on. So I wanted to go over and look, but at the same time, I thought, what if there's like a Ring camera and they see me like looking around? Well, I'm just trying to help.
Right.
Turned out it was a water feature. They just left it running. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the news that we're following from the WSJM newsroom coming up at 8 o'clock. We'll tell you about stories. The Curious Kids Museum in St. Joseph. Big announcement on Friday night. Late Friday night, they made this announcement because they had a fundraiser Friday night. They wanted to talk to their fundraisers first before they released the news to the public. Understandable. So they announced Friday, the Curious Kids Museum is purchasing the Heritage Museum, the building that the Heritage Museum and Cultural Center is in right now. They're at 601 Main Street. Curious Kids director Lori Marciniak tells us, following that fire back in 2022, they had made these grand plans to renovate, to fix the fire damage, which they did, but then also renovate, think big, and expand the location that they have to further their mission. And they came to a stop when the city refused to sell the building to them. And so they were approached at some point by the folks who own the Heritage Museum, and they've made a deal. So the Curious Kids Museum says, we're going to keep a presence down on Lake Boulevard, but we're going to move the big operation up to Main Street there to where the Heritage Museum is right now. They've already got plans. You can see the first rendering up on our website right now, WSJM.com.
Really? Oh, very cool.
Yeah, this wasn't just like a spur of the moment thing. They've been working on this. So we'll tell you more about that coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Also, a high-speed internet project. About 500 folks stand to get internet down in Hager Township. So that's good news. They've been working on fiber optic and internet and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of the pockets that are not served, that still haven't been served by the current projects, down by the lake.
Yeah.
So there's
especially some of those fire lanes and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, how are you going to get the cost?
The cost.
Yeah, the cost.
The cost of laying that orange cable.
Right. Through the woods.
Why don't they just get satellite dishes?
Well, I think they do. The ones that are out there. But
Was it HughesNet?
yeah.
Had the whole satellite thing,
Yes.
and you could click the mouse, and then 2 minutes later it would respond.
Right. Yeah. HughesNet. Good ideas, just a little bit before their time.
Yeah.
But Elon will fix that for us.
Yeah, right. We'll talk about that. The surf communication, surf internet is doing that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about that story and a whole lot more coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. We've got sports coming up next, and then we'll talk further about some of the issues. Boeing, they still have that strike going, but I think they came to a deal. It sounds like they came to a deal. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that coming up right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
All right.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Ryan Recker. Forest crews are battling a forest fire in a remote and rugged area in the UP. Smoke is drifting to the northeast of the 112-acre fire located in the northwest corner of the McCormick Wilderness, about 12 and a half miles north of Michigami. Most active areas near Evergreen.
Huh. Forest fire happening in the UP. You looking it up?
Yeah.
Okay. You spend much time in the UP?
Not as much anymore. My son was at Michigan Tech, so we obviously were up there quite a bit. But
yeah. Is he an engineer?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. What does he engineer? What kind of engineer?
He is a manufacturing engineer.
Okay.
But he works for a firm in downtown Chicago now named Sargent and Lundy. And they do a lot of nuclear power plants and things like that.
Whoa.
So
wow.
Any type of like building or additions, or they'll send it to this company to basically to quality control so he loves it.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Is he the guy that gets to say, nope, thicker cement? Thicker.
Yeah. I don't know what his thing is.
I think about nuclear power plants and I think thick cement.
Yeah.
Lead walls.
A lot of cement.
Cement and lead.
But he's a very social engineer, which is
he like the one?
Yeah, he is. So he's only 25 years old, but he is their unofficial social coordinator for the office.
Oh man!
So they give him the corporate card.
They probably hate him.
Well, yeah, he plans these after hours, after work things to do, and they all think it's great because they wouldn't do that on their own.
We have a lot of engineers here in this community.
Oh yeah,
obviously Whirlpool Corporation and some of the automation businesses that happen. But when I was at Whirlpool, one of the engineers told me a joke. Do you know how to tell the extrovert in our engineering crew?
No.
And I said, no. How do you do that? He's the one not looking at his shoes. That's the extrovert.
Yes.
Well, that's fun. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, we used to go up quite a bit. Tunnel of trees. We did tunnel of trees. You go up because Houghton's all the way up to the Horn, so you got to go. Whether you go through Chicago or you go up through the bridge is basically 9-10 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And that's the thing that messes people up. 9-10 hours and you haven't left the state. You're still in the same state.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very good. Talking about land issues, one of the things that caught my eye this morning. Let me see if I can get the right mouse going here. Up in Allegan County, a dozen blueberry farms in southwest Michigan are changing hands after a recent land auction brought in $4.9999 million in top bids. $5 million for blueberry farms.
Wow.
The farms located in Van Buren and Allegan counties are in the process of being purchased by 11 unique buyers.
11 unique
buyers.
Okay.
People's Company listing agent Brian. This comes from MLive, and People's Company listing agent Brian Bergdale told the Kalamazoo Gazette and MLive about the purchases, but didn't disclose who the prospective buyers are, other than to say that they're unique and the deals are not yet formally closed, but the auction, which began in late September, closed on October 15th and featured tracts ranging in size from 5 acres to 199 acres. In total, the 12 farms covered 647 acres, with 72% of the land featuring planted blueberries with a mix of drip and overhead irrigation already in place. What in the world's going on there? That's a lot of land.
That is.
You're talking 12 farms, blueberries, 647 acres, $5 million.
And a unique buyer.
Unique buyers. Maybe remember when there were unique buyers employed by Retlaw?
Yeah.
Also known as Walter Disney. They bought this thing and they turned it into, from swampland, they turned it into an amusement park down in Florida.
And part of the deal was they got their own county.
You got to be up on microphone. Sorry.
Part of the deal was they got their own county out of the deal.
That's right.
Yeah.
You think Orange County, is that their county?
I don't think
Which county? They have their own?
Yeah.
Is it called something different?
I'm sure it has something to do
Is
with
it called
Disney.
Walter? Mickey Mouse County? All right, so we've got, let's see, sports has just concluded.
Back to wildfires.
Yeah.
16 wildfires are in the UP right now.
Huh.
And it's because of the dry conditions.
Oh, I
So
wonder.
they're warning people.
People doing campfires or?
I'm sure burning and.
Yikes. Let's see, back on the video live stream here. Teresa says, because I buy candy, saying that it just in case. Yeah, exactly right. In case we get trick-or-treaters, we need the jumbo bag of Kit Kats. That's me. Let's see. Very cool. Get to know coworkers better. Yeah. The engagement stuff, the coworker parties. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Every now and again, you have a boss who says, well, who's paying for the pizza? It's not the company.
Yeah, fun guy.
Yeah. That person does not get re-invited to the party.
No. Oh, you did get the email this year?
Well, we used to, when I first joined Whirlpool Corporation, we used to have like a regular happy hour, and it was optional. You could join or not, but they always made it starts at 4:00. It'll be wrapped up by 5. It's just a good opportunity to know your teammate, your coworkers better, so that you can get more business done, more productivity. And I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
We never gave out Dundees though.
No.
The Dundee Awards. All right. 7:48. We'll be back with the Moody on the Market update in just a couple of minutes. We've got some more ads to get to. What do you have going on this week? Anything fun?
Today, I'm going to Lost Dunes. They're doing their first tee fundraising event.
Are you signed up for like every golf event, charity event in
but I'm
the
not playing
region?
This one. I'm working this one. So I'm running
It's
the
all one.
putting competition.
That sounds like heavy work.
It
Do you
is.
need help?
Yeah, you want to come on?
No, I got stuff to do.
Yeah. Thanks.
So it's a putting competition.
They have a putting competition going on. Well, it's a fundraiser and type.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon is helping them run their putting competition and. Exactly.
Is it illegal by golf rules? Am I allowed to do this to use the handle of my putter like a pool cue? Is that illegal?
I think in PGA rules, yes.
Why?
Well, because you have to, you can't do side saddle, hold the putter to your side and hit it from your side.
Why not?
It's against the rules.
What about those guys who have the big long?
They're standing over the top of it. They can do that,
Really?
but they can't do it to the side.
All right, we've got the weather. That means we have to get back here.
Around 78 inland, will be around 73, 75 along the lakeshore today. Partly cloudy skies tonight. We drop down to 50, and then tomorrow it'll be a mix of the sun and clouds, a slight chance of a shower, high temperatures in the low to mid 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
It's 7:50. It's the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. Here with me this morning, my co-host, Mike Wyble. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Ken.
And we were talking about the rules of golf, and I appreciate the rules of golf. I honor the rules of golf when you set foot on the grass and everything else. But I've always wondered, because at one point when I was on the golf team in high school, we were doing putting competition, but we were using our putters like pool cues.
Yes.
instead of, and I felt like I was very accurate that way. Is it legal? And you say probably
No,
not.
No,
it's not.
No.
But I'm more accurate that way.
Well, as they always say,
Yeah.
the default to that is it's considered to be a gentleman's sport.
It is.
Or gentle person sport.
Gentle person sport, yes.
And if you all are in agreement to use your putter like a
pool cue, yeah,
then knock yourself out. But can you do that in competition? No. PGA is going to say,
okay. Yeah, because you can't get those guys to agree. They get grumpy.
No, they do. Yeah. They're very golf elitist.
I always wondered about it, and I don't watch golf these days, but I used to watch a little bit of golf. Do they still have the big old lever contraption putter thing? Do people still use it?
Yeah.
People still use it.
Yeah.
Why do you use that?
You'll see guys that will.
Do they think it's more accurate? Is that the deal?
I think they're they struggle to putt, and somebody says, "Oh, you need to try this," and they do that. And I've known people that have gone to it and then go back to a normal putter because it just kind of loses its thing.
How do you even carry that in your golf bag? How tall is that thing?
I don't know the official height.
Is it like 10 feet tall?
Not
12 feet, maybe 20 feet.
Maybe it's telescoping.
Get on a ladder.
Maybe.
Telescoping. It could be telescoping.
Yeah.
See, look at that. All right. We've got the Moody. It's time for the Moody on the Market update. Your Moody on the Market update today is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And we're talking about something that is spooktacular. Spooktacular. The Southwestern Michigan College Fall Band Concert is taking place this coming Friday, October 25th at 7:30 in the theater of the Dale Lyons building of the Dowagiac campus. The college's jazz ensemble staged Jazz on the Lawn to preview the concert Thursday outside on the campus. SMC says in their announcement of this, enter if you dare to be treated.
It's a challenge.
Treated to music ranging from Pulitzer Prize winning composer Michael Colgrass to pop icon Michael Jackson, whose Thriller closed on their outdoor set to preview. Trick or treating will also be available before and after the October 25th concert. Costumes are encouraged for all ages.
Okay.
Yeah. They have a photo booth planned. They have a costume contest. They encourage folks to come out in costume. The jazz ensemble will play all kinds of spooky themed music. So they're calling it their Spooktacular. Yeah, SMC invites you to journey through the concert with them. They'll also have a Song and Saga concert on Saturday, November 2nd in the Lions building. Yeah, so a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got anything else on that? No?
No.
Okay.
That's all I got.
So anyway, SMC, if you want more information on how to get tickets for that, again, that's this Friday, 7:30 in the theater of the Dale A. Lyons building on the Dowagiac campus of Southwestern Michigan College. They're having a spooktacular concert. A Moody on the Market update. Just go to moodyonthemarket.com for more information on that. The update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. It's 7:54. At 8 o'clock, we'll have ABC News. Then we'll check in from the WSJM newsroom for more.
Rich Brand and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management Service, your local auto owners insurance.
All right. Back on the video live stream here. I love it when they mix in Halloween stuff or holiday stuff in general and just kind of make a play on words. That's fun.
Yeah, it is.
That's fun. Let's see here. Do that one. Do that one. You look very well behaved over there today, Mike.
Yeah, well.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm you tell me behave myself. If I say something, you cut my mic off. So.
That was last week. What did I cut you off on?
I don't know.
I think you were razzing me about my birthday.
I think it was. I was trying to get Evan, your buddy, to give me the.
Here, wait a sec. Okay, go ahead.
Trying to get Evan. Your buddy to give...
Does your microphone sound different?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you were like. So I realized even generous Ken Lumberg has his limits, and I found them. Yes. Do not talk to him about his birthday. But for all you fans, it was on last Tuesday.
It was.
Make a note for next year.
No, my birthday. I'll tell you my birthday. I just won't tell you my birth date.
Is there
year.
Why? Why is that?
I choose not to.
But I mean, what's the reason you choose not to?
Because I like my privacy.
Okay, well, that's fair enough.
I mean, once you have somebody's date and their name and their mother's maiden name, and a few other things, what can I do? Lots of financial transactions.
You could.
Is that right?
You could do some financial transactions, yes.
So the more information you put out there, especially in this day and age,
I know
you like to be careful about. But truth is, it's probably already out there.
I'm guessing that.
Did you go to the dark web?
I have not yet.
Okay, go on.
But if I did,
Stay off the
I'm
dark
sure
web.
you're there.
I'm sure I'm there too, because I just got another notice. Did I mention this? From my health insurance provider?
You got hacked?
All of my stuff. But the notice came like within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
The breach was like in February.
Oh, nice to update you.
So it's like, well, you're just discovering this now?
Right. Somewhere Ken Lundberg is getting some type of cosmetic surgery and charging it to you.
Cosmetic surgery, probably getting a new speedboat.
Oh, yeah. And a large, like an 85-inch TV delivered from Amazon.
Yeah. I had that happen once where these weird charges just in a row all showed up on my credit card.
Oh, yeah.
And it was for tremendous amounts of money. And the company charging it was a moving company in the state of Georgia. I've never been to the state of Georgia except for the airport, to touch down and fly out. But so I called my credit card company. They immediately shut it down, and the money's gone though. But it was a moving company in Georgia. I thought they had algorithms that say if you make a purchase that you're probably not going to make.
Right.
Why am I paying thousands of dollars all of a sudden to a moving company in Georgia?
A little nuts.
Yeah. Anyway, got nothing on that.
Now
you're just glaring.
No, I do actually. I'm thinking. So I actually know somebody in town that hired a movers that they found online, and they came to look at what they were going to move. So they knew exactly how much was there. They talked several times on the phone to get inventory down, all this stuff. Showed up the day of with a rented truck that was far smaller than what was needed to move all the things just across town, not a state. Loaded up, took forever to get started to work. Wanted to be paid up front for the move.
Oh, never do that.
Yeah. So and then would not take they only wanted cash.
Oh, come on.
So they agreed to take Zelle. So they Zelled them the money.
That's like PayPal, but not as well known.
$1,800 to load up the truck, and took it over to where they wanted to unload it. And they get there, and the guy says $1,800 to unload.
You're kidding?
No. And they were like, no, we already talked about this. They're like, hey, look, $1,800 to unload. And when they said no, they drove off with their stuff.
Cops called?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk. All right. Well, we don't have time now because we got to get back here. But
that was such a good story.
I know. It's a great story. Why you wait till 8 o'clock to tell it? All right. We'll be right back.
From the Pat Moody Studios, this is News Talk Sports 94.9. WSJM FM Benton Harbor, St. Joseph. Depend on us. The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
And it's just about 8 o'clock. Temperature outside right now, 54 degrees in Benton Harbor, 55 in St. Joseph, 50 in South Haven. It's going to be a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Thanks for joining us. It's 8 o'clock.
From ABC News, I'm Brian Clark.
All right. Now, are there any more details on that move?
Yeah, so they took off with their stuff.
Yeah.
It was a rental truck, so they were able to locate the truck, but they obviously, whoever rented it under an alias. So they've gone on a campaign and found out this happens all over the United States.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a group out of Florida that does
of course
all
it
this.
is.
Yeah. So they tried to sue these people.
Yeah.
So they went to serve them papers, and the people, it's just a house.
Yeah.
People say, hey, we don't know anything about this. We're not taking the papers. And then when they found out they were getting sued, they reached back to this person who had this happen to them and told them that if they sued them, that they were going to not only charge them, they were going to want to get their money, but they were going to charge them a storage fee for storing their stuff this whole time.
You have to be kidding.
No, and took they had a family heirloom rug that was worth like $2,000
for the humanity.
Gone. Piano gone.
Wow. I'm glad they had to lift the piano.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. Hopefully they threw out a disc or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's horrible.
That happened locally. I mean, you think about, that happens, but that happened right here in St. Joe. So,
we may need to do more information on that.
I think it's on. I think they did a spot on 57. Connie Berry did a spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's out there.
8:01, and we are going to wrap up the video live stream for this morning. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. And as always, you can always watch the archive video versions of this on Facebook or YouTube. We've spruced up our YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we spruced it up. We reorganized it. So, all right, we've got to get off to get back on the air. But
flannel.
Thank you for joining us as the WSJM Morning Show.